Today's eulogy was written for 200 people to honor my father, but it's intended for my brave boys, Arno and Vaughn, because this is a story about fathers and sons. When Nene asked me to say a few words about your grandfather today, I was lost in my grief and staring at a blank sheet of paper. All the white space seemed daunting and impossible to fill, like the gaping hole he left in our lives upon his departure. But then I started to think about his life in all its splendid detail, all the things he accomplished, all that he created, all the wonderful places he saw, all the people he touched, and the legacy he left behind for you. Suddenly, this sheet of paper was tap dancing with words. Because Arpiar Janoyan was the real deal. He put his first seed nuts on the table the minute he was born and decided he was not going to leave this planet without making his mark. He was a huge personality and commanded a room with energy, passion, and insatiable thirst for life. If all our family members' lives were movies, he was the leading man in all of them. He stole every scene, and he was the character the audience would talk about long after they stopped rolling the final credits. Growing up, Arpiar was a living, breathing hero to me. He was the most clutch person I ever met. And to his last day, I can't remember a single time where he didn't rise to the occasion. No moment was too big for him. No obstacle was too great. He painted and sold signs for a living, and the sign he loved most was the one that said, "A miracle, the impossible we do immediately, a miracle takes a little bit longer." He lived at the intersection of artistic integrity and street smarts, which means he got a lot done, and he looked cooler than anybody else while doing it. Kale yev kale tzur. That's the way he lived his life. The lessons he taught me are too many to count, but a few stand out. We don't wait in lines, make high, we dance in lines. Squeeze it, but don't lose it. Don't be a concierge, you can't please everyone. Working hard is like shaving. If you don't do it every day, you're gonna look like a bum. In business, and especially in life, remember, everyone gets to keep their dignity. Every time I was introduced to someone who knew him from Beirut, I always heard the exact same phrase. "Tunkides babat ove." Do you have any idea who your father is? When I was a kid, I thought that was a pretty stupid question. Of course I know who my father is. But as I grew older, I began to realize how much he meant to these people and what he had done for them. Things Arpiar loved. And everything Arpiar loved, he loved with a passion. Cowboy movies, especially spaghetti westerns. The ocean, he loved the sound of crashing waves. Marcello Mastroianni and Italian cinema. Tall cappuccinos. Charles Bronson. Dressing up for a night on the town. Road trips. Caravaggio. Shahan Natali. His artist friends. He had the profound love and admiration for anyone who could create something beautiful. Urfa Kebab. Bob's Big Boy in Burbank. Women. Pop loved women. He once told me that the world would be a much better place if women ran things. He loved the beauty of women, and he believed in their potential to change the world. In fact, he said to me once, he would have never married my mom if he didn't think she would be a prolific presence and a difference maker in the community. Hermine Janoyan is exactly that. Ballroom dancing. Paris. Monte Melconia. Buenos Aires. Buying gifts. Scotch on the rocks with hazelnuts. Fundajo whiskey. Roulette. Vahan Yevtushenko. Scarves and handkerchiefs. Montgomery Clift. Enrico Macias. French onion soup. Carlos Cardel. Yerishe Charens. Sunday morning breakfast food. Extra sauce. Arno Babajanya. underdogs and honest, hardworking people. He had an inherent distrust of super wealthy people. For a guy to have that kind of obscene money, he must have screwed a lot of people along the way, he used to tell me. Lemonade, Toulouse-Lautrec, paying a stranger's bill at a restaurant and watching their reaction from a distance. He loved that. Ice cream. We gotta take a time out for Buza. This man dug into every ice cream cone like he was digging for diamonds in Africa. He truly believed if they served Rocky Road at the United Nations, there'd never be another world conflict. Whenever things became too stressful or frustrating, his standard response was, when I was 8, I thought it sounded great. When I was 48, it was a little ridiculous, but ridiculous in the most awesome way. Anyway, Papaza, as I always call him, is gone. The night of the soul has given way to the twilight of the idols. Dede has his one-way ticket to the kingdom beyond the skies. Driving up here last week from San Diego, I heard someone sing. There are no marigolds in the promised land. There's a hole in the ground where they used to grow. My old man dancing with the band was the king of the world, as far as I know.